In this video, I'll tell you about a zookeeper in Thailand was attacked by lions as tourists watched in horror, a viral photo showing kickbacks for flood project in the Philippines, South Korea pulls back billions in infrastructure project funding from the Philippines in fears of corruption, foreign couple don't know where the road is, and much more. Let's begin with a peso to USD exchange rate. Right now, $1 equal to 56.8. A zookeeper, a zoo employee in Bangkok's Ram Intra area tragically lost his life on September 10th following an incident inside a lion's enclosure. Witnesses, including tourists, tried to raise alarms and get help, but the situation could not be contained in time. The victim, identified as Colonel Dr. Tawachia Kanchanarin, was rushed to the hospital where he was later declared not alive. Authorities have launched an investigation, and zoo is expected to review its safety protocols and enclosure standards to prevent similar tragedies. How about this? How do you leave the lions alone, man? Why do we have lions in Bangkok and Thailand? Dozens of them. Look, man, I don't know if they're trying to save these lions. I just don't understand. I'd never go to a zoo, especially a safari. Like, these are wild animals. You know, this guy lost his life. Tragedy for sure. But like, this stuff, I just don't understand. It's about to happen. This guy was there for 20 years apparently, and this one incident happened because he dropped something and went back to pick it up. A tragic incident, may he rest in peace. Next up, police in Bacolod City in the Philippines have created a special investigation task group to solve the offing of a local Filipino-Chinese businessman who was attacked while opening a store on Bonifacio Street. Authorities said the victim, owner of a hardware business, was accompanied by his mother and staff when unidentified suspects carried out the crime. The assailants, who fled in a vehicle without a plate number, are still at large. Recovered evidence from the scene is now under review, and investigators are checking CCTV footage while continuing to look into possible motives. The victim's family said he had no known enemies. Bacolod City Mayor Greg Gasataya expressed condolences to the family and assured the public that all resources will be mobilized to bring those responsible to justice. He emphasized that the city has zero tolerance for violence and will work closely with the Filipino-Chinese community to strengthen security measures. Another incident involving a Chinese person. Once again, these are the reasons why the Chinese embassies issued a statement to its citizens to be extra cautious when visiting the Philippines. A lot of times, as I've mentioned before, many times, these crimes are Chinese on Chinese, either money lending, some kind of business deal gone wrong. And yeah, so I'm curious to see who was behind this incident and why. Let's go to the airports. Authorities in Naia Terminal 3 seized 6 suitcases carrying the devil's lettuce, items valued 227 million pesos. The luggage, which came from Thailand, was linked to a couple identified as Janet and Brian, who are now facing legal charges. 2 airport baggage handlers were also arrested for allegedly skipping the standard X-ray screening process. When the bags were later scanned, officials uncovered the content. Investigators identified 2 more individuals, Cyril and Erwin. Though they were not official airport employees, background checks on the couple and their travel records are currently underway as the probe continues. This explains it. You know, a lot of times I say, why would you carry that kind of stuff in like big ass suitcases? A lot of times, inside job, you just pay a few employees and they just ignore it or look the other way and you kind of go through, right? But there's a lot of people involved, right? So at some point they got booked or caught or somebody snitched. Something went wrong and they've been caught with a whole bunch of grass. Staying in the airports, more than 2,000 new AI-powered CCTV cameras will be soon installed across all terminals at Ninoy Aquino International Airports. According to Naia General Manager Lito Alvarez, the cameras have already been ordered and will be deployed immediately upon arrival. These high-tech units are capable of facial detection and are expected to enhance airport security, improve monitoring, and help with travel-related restrictions. The move is part of ongoing efforts to modernize the country's main gateway and ensure safety of both passengers and staff, and probably to stop all kinds of fuckery like what we just saw about those suitcases. So that's a whole lot of cameras, 2,000 of them. Damn, that's like every 5 steps or something, but hey, better safe than sorry. One last quick news regarding travel and the airports. Good news for travelers. Chartered flights between Cebu and Bantayan Island are back after a 4-month pause. Now you can reach Santa Fe, Madre Dios, or Bantayan town in just 45 minutes, way faster than the 4 to 5 hour land sea trip. I'm gonna say a little bit longer, given traffic, congestion, dogs, vendors, peoples, tricycles, everything on the street. So get on that plane, 45 minutes, you have the beautiful beaches of Bantayan. I wish I was in the Philippines right now because I'll be one of the first people to take that flight. Although I don't like them little flights still, but definitely better than the 6-hour van ride with nauseating, brain cells, nauseating feelings, and some driver that may or may not be on Shabu. And then, staying in the Philippines, something you cannot escape these days if you're watching the news. The current flood control corruption scandal gripping the nation will pull down other countries' level of interest in investing in the Philippines. Philippine ambassador to Washington, Jose Manuel Babe Romualdez, said, I don't blame him because check this out. Bundles of cash, flood control project, and kickback claims. Photos presented at Congress are now making the rounds online. During a House probe, a former DPWH official showed images of money allegedly tied to controversial Bulacan flood control projects. And that ambassador wasn't right, because check this out. South Korean president has just pulled a whole bunch of funding. South Korean president personally ordered the stop of foreign assistance to the Philippines because he said it might be plundered by the Philippines by politicians. Whoa, quote, it has significant meaning in preventing the unnecessary waste of taxpayer money and premeditative blocking risk that, is that the right word? Preemptive. Oh, my bad. And preemptive blocking risks that could lead to poor management and corruption. Basically, they pulled 28 billion pesos off some project because they're worried it might go towards the wrong people in the wrong pockets. Personally, I hope this whole... What the hell? I got a message. I forgot I had my notification sound on, severely on. Personally, I hope the latest rounds of this corruption that's being highlighted kind of helps the Filipino people. It's not fair. A lot of people just struggling with flood water. Like we talked about before, it's not just the water itself or inconvenience. You can get sick and pass away. There's a lot of diseases in there. So hopefully this kind of maybe restructures, reshapes some things and better improves the livelihood of the local people. Let's go to Thailand quickly. A foreign couple miraculously survived after the SUV plunged into the sea at Phuket Yacht Marina. The dramatic event was captured on video and quickly went viral. Despite the crash, both individuals walked away without injury. I hope so. They go into that seawater really slowly, bro. Open the door and bounce. Worst case scenario, right on. What are you doing? First of all, that is not how you drive, man. That's for the boats, not for the cars. Wheels and things do not belong in the water. Although, you guys remember a long time ago there was that car that was supposed to be a boat and a car and never really took off. I wonder what happened with that. In some other news, many young people in Nepal, though digitally skilled, are struggling with unemployment and lack of opportunities. Their frustration has reached a peak, fueled by anger at the aging leadership they view as disconnected, along with ongoing issues of political instability, corruption, and slow progress. And also, the government shut down social media for a very short period of time. This is crazy because the last I heard, 19 people lost their lives in these protests. And lastly, in the latest escalation, Israel struck the headquarters of Hamas political leadership in Qatar on Tuesday as the group's top figures gathered to consider a U.S. proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza Strip. The strike on the territory of U.S. ally marked a stunning escalation and risked upending talks aimed at winding down the war and freeing hostages. Oh no, Mr. Netanyahu does not want you to be going and stopping this war because that's how he makes money. That's how he stays in power. That's how he does not go to jail, right? So why would he want to end this war? Think about it. Hey man, come on over to my house. Let's have this meeting so we can stop this war. While you're here, we're going to bomb you. But Qatar said they're still going to try to continue. Now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I bring some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. And yesterday I mentioned scan here for the buy me a coffee, but I forgot to put the QR code, so I'll do it today. And I want to thank somebody that bought me a coffee who says, happy retired, bought 3 coffees, watch you from Great White North. So hello, what? Canada. Hello to Canada. Blue Stack says, this isn't just a horrifying one-off, it's a symptom of a deeper rot. When a mother can and distribute the material internationally, it's not just about individual evil. It's about a system that fails at every level. Education, enforcement, digital regulation, and basic human protection. And it's not isolated. The Philippines has become a hotspot for online education, not because the Filipinos are uniquely malicious, but because the infrastructure to prevent it's weak, corrupt, or indifferent. Sultan said, unfortunately it happens. It happens a lot in Thailand. Poor girls are common victims of their own families. Also, Mark corrected me in the title. The title has a typo. Videos, not videos. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate that. I corrected it. That's it. Thank you for watching. Not a very exciting, happy, or energetic episode. A lot of, negative things going on around the world, but I want to take a second to say it's not all bad, So this is just basically what makes the news. I hope you guys are having a happier time than I am sometimes going through these articles. I have considered perhaps not doing this, but because of my own sanity, but I know it's very informative. I know you guys find value in it. And I know I gotta just keep on pushing through, because I don't Notice it? I don't want to go through life with my head in the sand like an ostrich. Just because I don't look at it doesn't mean it's not happening. And knowledge is power. Thank you for watching. Yeah, let's share some happy thoughts, happy moments. If you guys have any positive vibe, good feel good stories, feel free to share them in the comment section. Bye. So every day, man, every day. I'm living inside of like a compound where there's like fire, ambulance, and police.